Hello everybody and Carlos here to the brand new episode. I'm babifly and today I'm playing The Legend of Keepers by the Goblinz Studio. You're already familiar with the Goblinz Studio because we've played their game The Banners of Ruin way back then at the end of summer, and what more, the company actually managed to have delivered us different games, their brand new one being the As Far as the Eye, and another game was The Long Way Down. I haven't played these games as of yet, but today I'm gonna show you The Legend of Keepers. In this game, we are expected to play as the dungeon overlord who needs to organize the defenses of their dungeon against the pesky heroes. The heroes are gonna try to actually enter our dungeon and in the end try to get as many reaches as they can. However, I really need to organize the defenses properly and be able to fend off their waves one after the other as they come against us. The really nice thing is that the game is heavily roguelike, so I don't know what to expect in the game. But then again, let's dive right into it and see what the game is all about. So I'm going to create a brand new save, and I don't want to launch a tutorial because I'm quite familiar with the game as of now. So the game gives us three different choices. So we can play either as the enchantress, as the slaveholder, or as the engineer. Right now it's the starting game, so basically I can't actually play as either the enchantress or the engineer because they are quite sophisticated when it comes to ways of playing and dealing with a dungeon. So we're gonna play as the slaveholder, who is really magnificently proficient at handling monsters. Hey, he's a slaveholder, right? He's not that good at traps. Basically, he's the worst person to actually take care of the dungeon traps. He's, well, an equal to the engineer when it comes to spells. But then again, his morale is quite high, so we don't expect him to actually abandon the cause anytime soon. So let's play as the slaveholder now.
Torture? It's a passion.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. So basically, we are the slaveholder, our name is Mog, we are 54 years old, we are a centaur, and it says that Mog's main quality is his philanthropy. Okay, what did you get from that, right? The game has a heavily jesting tone, it is quite fun-loving, so basically expect to see so many, funny moments. So it has a style of a parody, yet it's quite interesting and sophisticated when it comes to dealing with terms such as dungeon delving, protecting against something, and so on and so forth. So he is a philanthropist, closely followed by his avid desire to devour human flesh and his strength unmatched among mortals. Originally from the tundra of Sorrow Shroud, he likes to keep heroes alive as long as possible, and even the most creative monster alive couldn't imagine the horrors he inflicts on them in his torture chamber. Able to mix psychology and whiplashes in a very subtle way, Mog is the paragon of happy management for the joy of the grumpiest employees. He has a really high life, his power and speed are good, his motivation is nice, and what you see from that is that he has a 20% protection against armor, fire, but he has a 20% vulnerability to air, ice, and nature. Oh no, nature is actually, yeah, we've got 20% resistance against nature attacks. So let's dive right into the game and see. The game offers us a default. Okay, so we either go with a classic or we go with a custom. So basically I want to go with a classic and just choose my people. So basically I'm gonna have these, I think, right? So I'm gonna have, yeah, everything goes for us. And we have a goblin, everything is at level 1. So the blue bordered creatures that you see here are the creatures. We have a goblin, we have an orc, we have a yetigo, we have a skeleton archer, we have a second orc, a skeleton magus, a ghost, and a gargoyle. From what you see in the game, you may have realized that the game has some sort of Halloween mode. So basically, this is the skin in the period of Halloween, because I'm filming this during Halloween. And we also got a rallying horn. This is a trap, and we've got a bone catapult and a circular saw. So we've got 3 traps and 8 monsters to deal with. Our reward is a bone catapult, so let's start from that and play with it. You see here that we've got our talent tree, so a tree consisting of different effects that expect us to unlock them. So we have just a single talent point, and I can assign that to somewhere to actually unlock something. Okay, each time a monster is defeated, it grants 10% because we've just assigned 1 point, a 10% chance that the master gains a shell, damage taken from attacks reduced by 20%. So I'm going to take this, start.
Let's get to work.
This affects us as a dungeon master. So during the first week, we can choose a task. So this is how the game goes. During each and every week, we're going to give from 1 to 3 tasks, and we can select one to go with. Right now we don't have a chance. We don't have any other choice other than to click the adventurers. So we expect some adventurers to join the expedition, venturing in the dungeon in their hopes of actually getting some riches and killing us. In order to get the riches, as you may have realized, they have to bypass everything that we set up for them, including defeating us in the end as the final boss. And we kind of expect them to fail from the very first get-go. So here we've got 3 different characters joining us. So these 3 heroes are the magician, the priestess, and the barbarian. It kind of looks familiar, the way that they have been arranged. So from what you see here, there are 3 different slots when it comes to hero places and 3 different slots when it comes to monster places. So I have to place one of these 4 creatures in each of these 3 positions. So basically, I'll choose just a creature not to place, and the rest I'm going to fill them on the field. However, when they fight against each other, keep in mind, so when heroes fight against monsters, then expect of the heroes to be attacking exactly the way that we see down here at the tooltip. So we expect Thokal the barbarian to actually perform the skill, if he's at the front, and he is right now, he has a 30 physical, he can attack us with a 30 physical damage, applying broken armor, reducing the armor by 40. And this broken armor stays there for 3 turns. That's what you get to see from that tooltip. So, and he has a skill, he applies Enraged for 3 turns to everybody at the start of each fight. And by Enraged, we mean that the damage and morale dealt is increased by 30%. So I'm not going to get into everything. I'm just going to hover from each and every different hero for you to check. If you are the person that you really like to get into finer details, I just urge you to follow the tooltip and just stop whenever you wish, check on the information, and then follow me through the playthrough. So this is the barbarian. Now we get to the priestess, and we expect the priestess to be behaving a bit differently than the others, right? And then in the final position we've got the magician. And now, having that in mind, I just realized that all these people deal either fire damage or air damage. So what I want to is actually to field a creature that doesn't have that much of fire or air susceptibility. So for example, the skeleton archer is a fantastic creature to actually use, because basically they have 50% of air resistance and 20% of fire resistance. And what he does is, if he's at the back, wherever he is, he just attacks the last character in the back. So I'm going to use him. His name is Parietal, so the name is quite irrelevant, but then again, you really want to connect and bond with your monsters in some sort of way, so you definitely want to have a name to each and every creature that you have. So okay, job's done. I've assigned all these 3 here. The orc is in the first position, the yetigo is in the second position, and the skeleton archer is in the third one. I have placed them according to a strategy that I have in my mind, and basically it has to do with resistances and positioning. So let's confirm and get to the next position, which is the second stage of the dungeon, that we need to where we need to actually place a trap. So you see here over from the line, this line actually shows that we have 6 different levels to actually deal with throughout the entire dungeon run, and in this place we definitely need to assign something, a trap, right? I'm gonna assign the rallying horn because it reduces the morale and it applies enrage to the next group of monsters. So morale is a different way of us actually to hit the opponents. So from what you see here, they've got hit points and morale. If morale runs down to 0, then that hero exits from the dungeon with, you know, with reckless abandon. So let's confirm, let's go on. So here you see that we've bypassed this thing. This is our, on the third stage, we're actually given the chance to use one of our 3 powers. We don't assign something, we never do so. We just select the power that we wish to invoke at that particular point. So there's no need for me to assign something prior to that. Okay, now keep in mind that our creatures are gonna fight enraged, which is really good, because I want them to, because enraged actually increases the physical damage. So I want these to actually be able to deal some sort of physical damage. That lineup wasn't that good. I mean, I think that the trap isn't the most prudent choice to actually use. So if I click previews and go here, I'll be able to change that. So this reduces the morale by 10 and applies enrage. So it's a conundrum, because if it actually applies enraged, it increases the morale loss as well. So sorry, scratch that. Let's carry on and get to the morale thing. So basically I'm gonna use these 3 and then confirm. Done. And now this is us. We don't get to alter anything. So here we are. The first round of combat. Okay, so now we're given the chance to actually play with the skeleton archer. Should we click the poison arrow, hitting the sorcerer, or click on toxic volley and hit everything? So these are the things that you get to decide on your own as the game progresses, and it's quite interesting to see that these things actually are gonna become quite serious as time goes by. So I'm gonna initiate a toxic volley because this guy is actually resistant to nature damage. And you see that the heroes are much more potent than us, so you do realize why we field wave after wave against them. Okay, so here to go. Slow will actually reduce their speed, but then again their speed is gonna fall to poisoning and bleeding, but then again our Yeti is off. So let's kill the sorcerer, the magician. It's an overkill, isn't it? We're still resistant to that. But that's it, that was it. So we go to the next room. And here we blow the horn and we warn the other band of monsters. So should I go for the burning whip, the show no mercy, or the intimidation? Let's go with the burning whip. And here you see these are the enraged monsters. They fight better. Cool. Wow. I really like the graphics, even though they are pixelated, they're quite engaging. So I get their moves and the way that the creatures move and the effects are shown is quite majestic. There, down goes the barbarian. He got stripped of his armor and everything. So let's attack the priestess. Now with the fireball, the end. So this is it. The run has failed. In the end, we managed to gather blood and tears from our opponents, and since we've managed to defend the dungeon, the prime evil of the land has given us 35 coins to actually improve our dungeon with, and from each and every person that we kill, we get some blood, and from each and every person that we drive away, we get tears. So basically we've got 12 drops of blood, and let's say 12 gallons. Okay, does sound quite exaggerating, but it's an exaggeration, but it is what it is. So we get blood, so we've got 12 blood from our opponents, and we've managed to have attracted 3 different creatures: a gnoll, a harpy, and a dark magus. So from what you see here, this is the subtype of the creature. So I'm not familiar with the actual name of this. I just get to choose one, right? So should I attract a gnoll? So 30 nature damage, gains shell if the target is affected by frostbite, and gains plus 10 to all resistances per hero affected by burn and per hero affected by frostbite. But I don't have a means to actually deal frostbite, because even the Yetigo deals frost damage without the frostbite thing. So I'm gonna go with a harpy. So she looks better. Her abilities look quite better. Okay, let's confirm and go with it. The motivation of each of your monsters that dies gets reduced by 2, and if it ever gets reduced to 0, then the creature abandons the cause. So basically we want to deal our creature nicely. We're pretty sure that they're gonna die no matter what, but then again we really want them to have a pleasant stay under our leadership. So we definitely need to take care of these 3 monsters. So basically the game doesn't refer to the monsters as monsters, but it does refer to them so as employees, because they are actually doing a specific job that they are assigned to. We have garrison, we don't have any stock or anything, so I think we are okay for now. And we have 3 different choices of task for this week. We either go to a merchant and buy a monster or a trap from this person. We actually spend some gold to our trainer to train our active monsters, or we can spend some gold to upgrade our active traps. From what I've seen, we do have 3 empty slots, but I think that I really want to train my monsters first before proceeding further. So let's visit the trainer and see what can we actually do to train them. Okay, so let's check on the Yetigo and so from what I see here, I really want to train Yara. This will up here, possibly, well, from the name I judge that it might be a female, so I'm gonna train Yara. I'm gonna spend 200 gold to actually up her hit points by 10, up her power by 15, and up here fire resistance by 15 as well. So let's train her. I'm only left with 185, so I get to train someone with less for less money. If I actually train Agor, the skeleton magus, he's gonna get a third power unlocked, which is really good. Yeah, let's do so. Cool. So he's got a third power now unlocked. He can apply 60 fire damage and burn to the character in front. Perfect. So I can't actually use my gold to train anyone further. So let's leave. And now we can go to the merchant, but then again we don't have that much money. Here the caution sign says that some intensive sessions at the gym a master has to stay fit, but we do have inadequate resources. So the game warns us before choosing it. We already see that there's going to be a 4th week, and on the 5th week we're going to face some different band of adventurers. So I'm a sucker for random events, so let's deal with office troubles and the business work environment for better or for worse. Direct contributions. So the doctor, who happens to be a vampire, had a brilliant idea. Why not cynically gather blood or tears directly from your employees? This will give -2 motivation for all available monsters. This is actually a nice thing to do, and I think I'm gonna do it, right? I'm gonna get tears from our employees, have them cry. So should I go to the alchemist and transmute blood or tears into another resource, or should I go to an event? So I don't want to transmute anything to anything. So let's click on the next event, Potion of Evolution. An employee found a strange unlabeled flask while cleaning and is about to drink it without even checking if it's poisonous. You recognize it's an evolution elixir, +1 level. Will you let them drink it, or will you take it for yourself? It's going to give us +12 to our power. So it's going to get to level 1. Confiscate. I'm going to get it for myself. So let's check on here. The game prompts us to check here. So basically, we can see what we've gained from our trainings and everything. So unless it's something else. No, everything goes right. Everything goes well. So cool. Perfect. And okay, so let's deal with the adventures in the frozen caves. It's of normal difficulty. The difficulty is 2 swords, 2 swords, and the reward is a trap, and we get a decent amount of gold. So let's get right into it. I think we are fine with that setup. So basically we'll be given the chance to actually assign 3 monsters out of this group of 4. So yeah, confirm. And now we've got the harpy with us as well, which will be a nice thing. Okay, so we do have Priestess. So it's the same person. She's Zardnan again. Okay. We've got a scout, a level 2 scout. The name is Karen. Not Karen, but Karen. So 43 physical damage. Dodges the effects of the first trap. Shoot. And we've got an elf. An elf. Her name is Finte. 16 ice damage, applies the mana. Heals 15% after 5 once. Okay, so basically I'm gonna assign Korbach, or Korbach, the harpy. She is level 1, 18 air damage, applies haste to monsters in front of her. She's got 120 speed, which is good, but then again, let's see the resistance. No, it's good. Speed, right. So basically 95, so she assigns 40, So 55. Let's do that. I think I'm ready to go.
Come get some.
Let's see how they deal with our lineup. And first is Lyox. She will replace poison. So yeah, let's hit the elf. Cool. So see, we've pushed the Yedigo on top of the elf. So was it just one hit? Okay, this is bad. Cool. So she's gonna remove the slow thing. Okay. Cool. Can we end here? Let's try to end here. Ah, sadly not. Ah, see how gruesome their ends can be. It's really, really annoying, isn't it? But it's quite provocative, evoking, isn't it? Ah, she evaded that, yeah. Okay, burning wick, why not? Okay, now you gotta fight them. Sharp horns, yeah, go with the bleeding. Let's go with a fireball. And hopefully she'll bleed to death. Yes. Okay, no, not suggesting the screams or anything. Yeah. There! They got subdued. So we've got 13 blood and 35 gold. Should we get the oil cauldron? Applies fire weakness, which is great. Yeah, let's try it out. The oil cauldron. Fire resistance reduced by 40, and then I can use Aegon to inflict more fire damage. So basically, Giara lost her entire morale, and now she needs to recover for 9 turns. This is quite bad. Well, the monsters don't leave your workforce, but they are forced to stay away for far too many turns. So I can't afford any of these two because I don't have the resources needed. Let's go for an event. Golthor is asking for blood. Quench his thirst, and she will send one of his most dreadful avatars into the mortal world. Summons a random monster of demon type, so minus 240 life by choosing the ritual. So I'm gonna give him an offering with 25 blood. I'm not gonna give him how much? So 240 lives. So this means that in 10 weeks I'm gonna be back to normal. Yes, let's give some of my blood. A therapist, an employee morale review done by a specialist. Yes, let's do this. Your employees get a therapy session paid for by the company. Killing humans is a difficult line of work, and you often have to leave your conscience at home, particularly during torture sessions. This session will let your employees talk about their feelings and let out some steam. Motivation gain for all available monsters. So let's extend this by spending some tears. Cool. So now our employees have got 2 more motivation, which is really nice. Okay, let me fix the lineup. I want my fire damagers to go second, to go in on room 2. Yeah, that looks okay. Let's do this. So, should we go to an alchemist? No, let's go for an event. The R&D manager has developed a new trap and seems to be very proud of it. He wants to secretly sell it to you for a few gold coins. It's an oil cauldron, and we already have one, right? So refuse, I'm not going to spend more money on that. We already have the oil cauldron, thank you. Engineer or course. An opportunity to spend one of your employees to an intensive training course, inadequate resources. So let's choose this, even though we have inadequate resources. We've received a level yada 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 yada, ignore, because we don't have the money needed. So now on week 10, we're given the chance to actually confront adventurers and give us just breadcrumbs, or go hard in the frozen caves and get an artifact as a reward. Let's go for this. Let's just try harder. Let's see how things go, right? It shouldn't be that bad, should it? Okay, we've got a barbarian level 2. We've got an apprentice or level 2. We've got a magician level 1. So okay, it looks like most of them are susceptible to attacks, which is good. So let's go with a goblin. Air. Okay. Jesus. So let's do this like that. Now let's go back and give them susceptibility to fire weakness, because if I use my fire lash, then they're gonna get more wounds. So yeah, circular, so it is. And now let's see, so 1, 2, 4, so sweet. Let's see how things go now. Displaced. Okay. pulled off a goblin trick against the sorcerer, so let's hit him with a toxic volley. Ouch. Sweet. Okay, now they've got some fire weakness. Okay, now by using the burning whip, I'm actually gonna inflict more damage to him. Down he went, so the sorcerer submitted. And now they still have some fire weakness. That's better for that. Wow, the enchantress hit us hard, so infernal keys. Yeah, so the infernal keys will deal 35 damage to him, but since all of the succubus's attacks ricochet to the hero position behind the target if their armor is positive, and it was. Yeah, let's go with fire column. Sweet. Sharp horns it is. Ouch. And that was it. We actually beat him. Now we get to choose. Do we want the troll beer, the ring of wrath, or a miraculous pill? Burnout duration of monsters reduced by 4 weeks. That's good. No, let's go for the miraculous pill. Let's visit the doctor. We've healed our life. So the Occupational Health Office has been called in to do some tests following your recent assignments. The doctor provides you with some basic medical care. So 240 life heal. Thank you. Work out, stay fit, stay healthy. That's from me, right? Okay, so should I do some yoga or do weights? So let's do some weights. Let's increase my power by 8. Because now my power is 92, so let's make it 100. Yeah. Sweet. Let's leave now. Let's go to an event. Let's do an event. Garbage chute. The Workers' Union has made a request, an anonymous suggestions box for the employees. Even if they can't write, this simple gesture will boost morale. They don't need to know that the suggestion box will empty straight into the trash. So we're going to be able to grant +1 motivation for all available monsters, but we don't have the money to spend, so I'm going to refuse. No, events. A monster has been caught in an adult magazine depicting humans. Will you turn a blind eye to this obvious case of anthropophilia? Anthropophilia means the love of humans. Or will you confiscate this to take a look at it for science, of course? So, permit the monster. So she's about to actually, go on a hiatus for a bit. So, Week 15, and let's face some easy adventures. So the Yeti is back, so welcome back. I think I should get Leox out to heal for a bit, and I'm gonna get the Gargoyle out to heal. I'm also gonna send the skeleton, and I'm gonna use these three for sure. Unless I send the harpy to go out as well, and then introduce ether into room 1. Yeah, let's do this. Let's see how things go from that point on. What do you think of the game so far? To me, the game is quite interesting because you get to see different lineups and you can create different combinations depending on who assaults you. So it's quite interesting for sure. As a roguelike, it has so many different things that you need to take care of. And once more, different overlords unlock different ways of playing, which is really nice. Let's go for that for now. Yes, yes, and yes. And here it's gonna be circular, so I'm all about attacking people, attacking them and dealing damage to them rather than dealing, morale damage or anything. Wow, easy go. Wow. The thug, Sulia the thug, is quite... I really like the fact that he has a severed hand here and he still goes on. So spectral wave or scare. Let's try to scare the priest, the sorcerers. Sweet. So now we get to attack with fireball. So the sorcerers removed the slow, but then she just killed him. I don't like the fact that the sorcerers is gonna get 50% of their maximum morale back after a fight. Let's go with a spectral wave. Wow. Demoralizing. That was bad. They were quite tough, don't they? Yes. 124 damage, ouch. Hopefully this group will deal with them. Cool, it ricochets to everyone. Perfect. I really need to take advantage of the fire weakness that they got, so that's why I'm doing this now. Okay. Okay, so I protected the treasure, I got more money, and I've got less blood. I think, right? 16? I'm not sure. So, Pandora's box. Yeah, this is good. Because I'm gonna be able to actually prolong the fire weakness. And go with that. Yep. Cool. So, two of my creatures actually healed to perfection, so got healed to perfection. So let's click on the event. Some kind of ogre pretending to be a monster trainer offers you his services in exchange for some fresh blood. A succubus would help you lower the price. Okay. I mean, no, I don't want to give Phalaris to him and that. Just like that. So I'm gonna pay in blood. So I think that Furbook got a level. Oh, no, Norv got a level. Cool. So let me get Furbook out. Let's bring Gajos in. And Orbach in. And Leox as well, and get Ether out. And let's move Gyara out and Parietal in. Just making sure that they get rested to perfection. So yeah. Black market. Sell monsters in garrison that are no longer used. That's fine. No, I'm not interested in trading that. So while dusting the dungeon, the cleaning goblin has freed a monster caught in a spider's web. He also accidentally woke up a giant spider queen who demands compensation for the destruction of her webs. I'm gonna lose 120 lives, so which I'm gonna heal in 5 weeks or so. Yeah, let's fight. It's no big deal. So I got 24 back, so I'll be getting 24 back anytime sooner. So the archaeologist. An archaeologist is ringing your doorbell to claim an artifact, blaming you for looting it. He even dares to demand you to donate it to a museum. So should I crush, should I slice, or should I quarter him? So crush. Okay, now we get to face either the adventurers or the veterans. I think I'm gonna get the veterans. I prefer them. It's gonna be quite difficult to go against them, but bring it on. I'm ready for it. Okay, we've got Shapal the priestess. She replaces one of her penalties with a bonus at the start. We've got a ninja named Rafar, so he can't be affected by demoralized. But don't be worried, we're not going to infect you with such a thing. And this one dodges the effects of the first trap, so cool. And their speed is 95, 115, and 35. So if I play Corbett, she will be able to bring all these people up to speed before then. So yeah, she's gonna stay here, and we're gonna have Parietal here, and then Gajos here. Cool. So here we're gonna place the oil cauldron. And now we're gonna have Phalaris here, Egor here, and Norl over there. So his level is 2, which is good. So all of them 3 are level 2. This one, the circular saw, right? 10 physical damage, just that. Pandora's box. Let's see whether this works or not.
Come at me, bro!
Okie dokie. Let's increase the the initiative of our monsters. Nightmare. And the poison arrow. Ouch. Damn man, this hurts. Stop it. Stop butchering my creatures. What's wrong with you people? Ah. Damn you. Yeah, I'm gonna slash you with my burning whip. That's bad. No, I really wanted her. No. Damn. Hopefully we'll get to apply burn. No. Not happening today. A frenzied assault. Igor's gonna die. No. I don't think he's gonna survive that. So it's gonna be us against the group of. Okay.
Congrats! You've come right on time to your future! No!
Damn you, heroes! Whiplash! Ouch.
More corpse to death for!
I'm done with you. Okay, should I get regeneration +5? Should I increase my no mercy? Or should I increase my enslavement thing? Let's go for the regeneration +5. I'm gonna need it no matter what. Okay, so this is how our employees have dealt with the placement insofar. So, okay, we've lost quite a good deal of motivation from 6 of them, but we gained motivation for 3 of them. So that means that I'm gonna introduce Kiara back here, and I'm gonna introduce Ether. No, move him to work 2. I'm gonna add in. I'm gonna remove these 2. For now to heal, I'm gonna remove her, and I'm gonna remove Gadgets and bring Farble in. So Farble, Giara, and Korbach out, so something like that, I think. Let's go now. Let's go to the trainer. Let's train some of our monsters. So should I train this one or that one? This is gonna up our health and up our morale losing things. So no. Let's do this. I prefer that. And let's leave. Event. Office tour. While walking through the corridors, you notice a monster waiting for a job interview. You could hire the candidate right now without intermediaries. On the other hand, what makes them think they can come in uninvited? And it's just a skeleton archer, level 1. I'm not going to spend money to hire him, let alone don't have any, to be honest with you. So I'm going to intimidate him and get some tears out of this poor skeleton. So, plunder or business trick? Okay, I'm just curious, so let me bring these people back in, just to make sure that they can be selected. because if you remember in the previous week I couldn't select my employees that were on a leave. So let's deal with the plunder. Let's get some money now. So risk of injury 75. It's gonna give us a shitload of money. So pick one volunteer 10 weeks, volunteers plus 1, 35 volunteer 3 weeks. No, I prefer this. So plunder the prolific gold mine. Your volunteers have taken control of the mine all week, forcing the miners to work for them. Yara is badly wounded and will need 10 weeks of medical care. Sure. I'm not gonna take miraculous build now. Yeah. Spend some gold in the trainer. So Felaris' damage is gonna increase if I train here, but I'll be losing a lot of money. What about Furbo? Corbash? No, she's not gonna participate. Yeah, let's train the skeleton, but that's gonna be it. So Occipital actually took my entire money source, so yeah. Okay, so once again, Corbash should stay, so remove Agor, remove Parietal, Occipital stays, Aether stays, Felaris goes along with Gajos. Okay, I know that I'm actually limiting myself here, but it's okay, let's just take our chances, let's risk it a bit. So let's fight the veterans. I fought way much harder. Oh, wait a minute, they don't give us much gold, but they give us an artifact. Whereas these ones just give us a trap and gold. So no, let's go with the veterans. Let's get some more money and let's get a nice looking artifact. Okay, so I'm gonna assign Firbolg here, Leox there, and Corbash here, but we are facing Miranda the Scholar, who's immune to master spells. She is a fire and dice dealer. We face the sorcerer's Len 14. Her morale losses get reduced by 50%, and Thokal the barbarian. It's gonna be a bloodbath, I assure you. Okay, this is better. So we could use Pandora's box for a better thing, because basically it's gonna increase the penalty of the fire resistance, fire weakness. But we don't have any, we don't need fire now.
Come get some.
Come get some, wow. So now we are given the chance to actually go with a goblin trick or deal some poison damage with the poison dagger. Let's go for the goblin trick. Let's increase the speed of our orc. I like the sounds and the voices, and everything that they do is quite engaging, quite immersive, and so well taken care. The whirlwind. Yes. Now applying some fire weakness. And the burning whip. Yeah, not much damage, but it is what it is. And now adding 2 more stacks to our fire weakness and 2 more stacks to the bearing of the barbarian, which is good. All of them kind of susceptible to poison damage, so let's deal with the toxic volley. Damn. Spectral wave. Now is the time of truth.
My dinner!
Does he have bleeding? No. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's go with a whiplash. We're gonna get some health back as well.
One more corpse to decorate my home!
Once again, the whiplash.
I love the sweet sound of my whip!
Come on! Oh, she doesn't have bleeding. Too bad. Well, we were hit quite heavily, to be honest with you. I can play with the demons here with that artifact. The Horn of Plenty is much better. So yeah, let's get the Horn of Plenty. So this is the motivation board here. Most of our monsters actually lost some motivation because they died. 4 of them actually gained some motivation because they were on a day off. So cool. Yeah, so this is it in a nutshell. So basically I'll be carrying on with the game. I'll be playing on from week 25 until the end. It looks like it's gonna come off anytime soon, but I'm willing to actually try and make this work and become a fantastic dungeon overlord and just don't give up. So this is it in a nutshell. So I really hope that you liked it. I'm gonna see you on the next episode because we're really gonna carry on playing the game. It's quite fun. It's what one person would expect from a roguelike. It's actually quite innovative in my eyes, and it's also addicting in a way. I really want to carry on playing on the next week and on and on and on and on until I die or until I just emerge victorious. But knowing from this company, knowing from Goblinz Studios, I don't think that the game's going to be easy when I get close to the end. So this is it in a nutshell. I'm going to see you on the next time. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, click on the bell button down below and click on subscribe just to be able to get notified when a brand new video goes online. Thank you very much for your time and see you next time, my friends. Bye bye. Δεν έχει κλείσει ακόμα η μαλακία.